In this lesson, we'll build some connectors and snaps for the helmet. So we've got the face mask, but we need some connectors to actually attach this. Now you can see that I've added some additional geometry that I've just extracted from the helmet itself, and that's these little kind of rubber pieces on the front as well as on the back. Okay, and that's just done using the same technique that we use for the pads here, just selecting those polygons, detaching those, adding a little bit of thickness and resolution, and then we've got a separate piece there. So now we need to actually add the little pieces of hardware that are going to attach the face mask to the actual helmet itself. Now to do this, I'm going to start with just a cylinder shape, and I want to turn on auto grid so that I can draw this actually onto the geometry itself. Let's go ahead and go into our left hand view. Okay, and this is kind of where we want this to be. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this out, add a little bit of thickness to this, and then we'll go ahead and exit that. Let me go ahead and repeat that just to get that in there. Okay. So let's go into our perspective. Take a look at this. Now we can actually pull this out and rotate it around a little bit, but at least it starts out in generally the right place. Now we want to actually have another piece similar to this that attaches to the framework of the face mask. So for this, we're going to use a tube. Okay, and I'm just going to draw this tube out here and bring this sort of into position, and then we can modify those settings so that we can match it, because we really want it to be able to match up well with the sort of piece that we have here. So we'll go into modify. We can start to change the radius here, and we'll kind of move this down in this spot. Change that radius 1, change the radius 2. Okay, we want to bump that height up quite a bit, give it some nice thickness. Okay, we can go ahead and move this down and begin to rotate this a little bit, and we want to start to line it up over here with this guy. So if I come in and now rotate this, let me go ahead and rotate this locally. Okay, we want it at a little bit of an angle, so let's say this piece right here, we'll go ahead and angle that towards this piece. Okay, so we want it to kind of point in this direction. Okay, we can go ahead and take our radius down here, maybe take this radius down a bit. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more height. Better match up with this one here. Okay, go back and forth, and I want to just rotate this so these faces sort of match up a little bit better. I can take the sort of the resolution down of this if I want to match these faces up even more. The size of these the polygons there. Okay, so once we've got that, we can now start to come in and attach this. So I want to make sure this is nice and tight, so I'll go ahead and take that second radius down. Okay, now we need to attach these together. So I'm going to go ahead and convert one of them to an editable poly. Okay, and then we'll go down to geometry, edit geometry, and then we'll attach this piece here. I'm now going to select the faces, so I want to select 4 faces here. So I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these 4. And then we'll go ahead and go to bridge. Let's open up the bridge settings, and then we can tweak any of those settings that we want to tweak. Right now I think our twist is good. Okay, we can maybe add another segment inside there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and say OK to that. Alright, now we can come in and start to add some edge loops in here, just using Swift Loop. Come in and add some edges if we're going to be smoothing this out. Go and add some edges in here. And let me go ahead and just undo that. Okay. And so now we can also add a bolt up here if we want to. Take this polygon here and just start to do an inset. Let me just do an inset, not quite so much. Get our settings there. Give us a little bit more control there. There we go. And so something like that. Then we can go ahead and extrude that in. Okay, inset that once again, and just sort of bring this out. And another inset, bring it out again, just to create kind of our little bolt here. Okay, now if we'd like to, we can come in now and just use cut to just connect this up right across here. All right. So again, we can come in and add some loops here. So go to our editable poly, turn on Swift Loop, just start to add some loops in there if we want to. If you want to go ahead and smooth that out. Okay, and you can now take this and copy that up to the area above the face mask on the top there. Okay, so we could go ahead and hold down Shift, just grab this, make a copy of this, and bring it over. Now we'll probably have to do a little bit of tweaking here as far as the shape goes, because this is coming straight on. This is a little bit different. Okay, so we can go ahead and just drop this in. You want it to be kind of roughly the same size here. You can always change up where your face mask is, and the great thing about the face mask itself is that it's actually using those splines so that if you need to, you can change it up. So we know we want it to attach kind of right in here. Okay. And so if you need to, you can kind of move that face mask down a little bit. So grab that spline. We go to our side view and grab some of these points. And let me just get back to the left-hand view there. Grab some of those points and just move them down so they intersect into the bolt there. And that actually would help it match up a little bit better with our artwork as well. You can kind of see that. Some of these points you may have to rotate a little bit, or you can convert them as well. And just kind of smooth that out. And it may take a little while to get that intersection correct. Okay. So we just want to go ahead and just drop those points in, side those brackets, and then you want to add it to the other side, and you can go ahead and mirror this one over to the other side as well. Now as far as the snaps go, you just want to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and add a cylinder and just use auto grid, and we'll just drop a couple of snaps on here. Okay, just grab that and kind of rotate this, and we'll just real quickly create our snap. Just convert to, you can actually, instead of converting this right now, we can go ahead and add a cap segment and then convert this to an editable poly. Then we can actually just take this cap, this selection here, go ahead and pull that in, actually down here, and then we can just do an inset on that. Okay, and then start to extrude this out to create our button. Okay, do another inset. There, do another extrude. Okay, and there you've got a really quick button. And if you want to add, you want to smooth that, you can add resolution to that just using our Swift Loop or any of the other techniques that you want to use. Okay, and then you just duplicate that over to this side. And that's going to be the snaps that are going to attach the chin strap. Alright, so go in and just add these pieces of geometry here, here, and here. Modify the face mask so that it flows inside those two. So what I'm going to do right now, and add a couple of snaps. And then in the next lesson, we'll start to build the chin strap. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that next.